Hello, this is Rebecca with Local Profile. I'm VP of Sales and Marketing, and this is Local Leaders, an interview series with local leaders sharing incredible, awesome leadership insights. Today, we're talking to Alicia Makaye. She's VP and founder of GXA, which is a local IT solutions company. Hi, Alicia. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
I am awesome. Today is the best day ever.
Yes.
So, Alicia, let us know, what is it that you do, but in pivoting into power?
Hi, Rebecca, and everyone else out there. So, my name is Dr. Alicia Makaye, and I am the co founder and co owner of GXA. We provide IT solutions for other small to medium sized businesses around the Dallas Fort Worth area. And basically, today we're here to talk about how to pivot into power. I have some good information that I want to share with you today. And I just want to kind of jump right in, Rebecca, because I know our time is limited.
Go. Awesome. How do we do it? How do we pivot into power?
So, this is a season that everyone is having so many different challenges and situations and circumstances that they may be dealing with. So as a leader, I want to just really talk about, where are we today? We are coming out of the curve of COVID-19. Many of us are opening up our businesses in order to get back to business. And so as an individual, I want you to start thinking about, how do you pivot into power? And the first thing that you want to do to gain your power back is, it starts with your mind. What you have inside of your mind, what story are you telling yourself every day about this situation that's going on? So I want to challenge what's in your mind, because every single thing starts here. It starts in your mind. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is how to adapt. Adaptability is your accessibility. If you can learn how to adapt to the season, that may be opportunity for you to go into a new season of your life. Adaptability is going to be your key in this particular season. The second thing I want to talk to you about is looking for ways to solve problems. Everybody has a problem right now. Everybody has a situation. Everybody has circumstances that may lead to, I need things to be solved. So what do you have in your hand which would help you to solve a problem? And I want you to start thinking outside of the box. In order to be employed right now, I want you to think, you don't have to be employed as a regular full-time employee. You can begin to think about how to be a contractor, an independent contractor. I want you to start really thinking outside of the box when it comes to your adaptability. And once again, adaptability leads to accessibility. And as you're looking for this, or as you're in this particular season, I want you to expect nothing and appreciate everything. Expect nothing and appreciate everything. That is so important, because every time we wake up, we should have an attitude of gratitude. That will go a long, long way, is having an attitude filled with gratitude, expecting nothing. Something that I'm seeing very often in the field right now is, people are applying for positions, but they have this expectation that they're going to be making lots of money during this season. Many businesses have had to pivot in COVID-19, so you may not be able to get your expected salary. So expect nothing and appreciate everything during this particular season. So those are the three things that I want you to think about when it comes to it: pivoting into power, accessibility, solve a problem, expect nothing, and appreciate everything.
I love that. Expect nothing and appreciate everything. That is genius, Alicia. So I wanted to go back and say, okay, I totally agree with you with your headspace. And if we view COVID-19 in a very negative way, which of course it has been negative, but just because it was a negative situation doesn't mean that the way we view it is negative. So how are you getting up every day and facing the day in the right mindset?
What I have to do and what I've had to do, Rebecca, because I've dealt with every single emotion and feeling that could be dealt with in this particular season. We've lost a close family, a friend of our family, so I've dealt with grief. Our organization has been impacted as well financially, so we've had to deal with some level of loss. Anytime that you're going through this particular season, you're going to be challenged mentally. So what I think about is, how do I get my physical body ready to take on the challenges today? Because I found myself getting frustrated. And so what I had to do is go back and rethink, what am I doing, or what can I do to start my day? And my number one thing that I did that's made a ton of difference is I go walking in the morning for 30 minutes. Just walk. I don't take the kids with me because I am also in the situation of homeschooling. Walk to clear my mind, to get my body physically ready for what's about to happen today. And so I get ready and I walk. Just take out that time, taking deep breaths and preparing for whatever the day brings to me. I then find myself having more patience with my children, more patience when dealing with employees, when I actually walk in the morning time. And then I pay attention to what I'm eating, my nutrition. Those are things. And then definitely getting some sleep. Sleep is a recovery that I need every day. Just go to bed.
Right.
There are some things outside of your control. Go to bed. Get your rest. Sleep well. And try your best to eat well.
I absolutely agree. That is so smart. And going to bed, we need rest right now.
Yes.
So when you're thinking about, so you're doing some great things to start off the day. Do you have a mantra? What are you telling yourself in your mind to keep you on top of your game and not going into a negative spiral?
Oh, I have to encourage myself. And I would definitely encourage people to encourage themselves in this season. Really start speaking things that are very encouraging. This is not the end of the world. This is not the end of your life. You still have breath in your body. Waking up and being grateful and having that grateful attitude, saying, what am I thankful for today? Starting the day off with thankfulness, but ending my day with thankfulness, but just continuing to tell myself I'm more than enough. Just because someone laid you off this season, it may have not had anything to do with you personally. It may have been a situation with the organization. And I want you to shift into not taking it so personal, because it doesn't mean that you're not valuable. You may be very valuable, but you need to find your value again. And so really talking to yourself every day, I am valuable. I am more than enough. This too shall pass. I may be down, but I'm not out. And so really creating 4 or 5 things that you're telling yourself every day to keep your mental stability, mental mind in the right place. It all starts here in the mind.
Absolutely. It totally does. Absolutely. So how are you keeping your team motivated during these difficult times?
So because we're in IT, we were pretty essential for a lot of other businesses to keep their business functioning. So when we first went into this particular situation of going into quarantine, we had to move a lot of businesses remotely very, very quickly, very swiftly. It was stressful. It was extremely stressful. But our team did it really, really well. They pivoted into, first we had to get ourselves remote. Put your own oxygen mask on first and then go help everyone else. So we had to get ourselves into the mindset of being remote. And then from there, we then had to get everyone else. And so how I've been trying to keep in connection with the team right now is I've been sending out a lot of surveys. When we first went into this quarantine, I sensed that the team was panicking, but they didn't want to say anything to me. So what I did, Rebecca, I sent out I use a system called Engagement Multiplier. And it was something that I've been using for a number of years, but I sent out an on-demand survey and it was called Work from Home. And I wanted to find out what the temperature of the team was. And they had tons of questions. They wanted to know what was the state of the business, how are we doing financially, what to expect. So as a leader, I'm here to say, this is where we are today. This is where we are. And so I went, and it took me 3 hours, Rebecca, and I have a small team, to answer all of their questions. They had over 50 questions, and they didn't want to tell me up front. They didn't want to, and these are all anonymous, so I don't know who said what. So I went through and answered every question, and then I turned around and put the survey out again, and I found out that they wanted to do a virtual happy hour. So what we have started doing, and we'll do one on this coming up Thursday, are virtual happy hours. And the whole tune of the team changed. I sent out another survey. You could tell that the temperament was a little bit different. And then when we did the virtual happy hour, I think that was the shift that we needed to connect back to each other again.
I love that. That's so wonderful. And I find it very interesting that the team would be asking, okay, what's our financial situation? Where are we standing as a company? Because it speaks very much to the climate that people are afraid and need that kind of reassurance.
Absolutely. They still need certainty in this particular season. And sometimes we can't, as business owners, we can't bring and we can't deliver certainty because this is something that is outside of our control. We don't have the ability to always control the external circumstances, but we still can bring comfort to our team and let them know this is where we are and this is what we're looking at. This is not a perfect situation. We can't promise you anything, but every day you come in, expect nothing, appreciate everything.
I absolutely love that. So when you're looking to be in that mind of appreciate everything, but what if you're in a very negative headspace? How do you pivot into that mindset?
Well, really the first thing, and this is something that I had to personally do, I found myself just really getting into that negative headspace. You would be very surprised if you get outside and get some sun, some good old-fashioned vitamin D, and get exercise and go take some deep breaths. You would be surprised how your mindset will start shifting very naturally. Some people turn to wine or to other things to change their state of mind. And so I want to encourage you, instead of turning into things that may not have a positive impact on you for the long run, think about things that will allow your endorphins to to increase, finding ways to turn on those endorphins naturally so your brain can start feeding itself so you can get out of that fearful state. It is very hard to transition or to make decisions when you are actually fearful.
I couldn't agree more. So one thing that me and my team have been doing to do exactly that is I always ask them, okay, what is one thing that you are grateful for today? And we've learned so much about my team. So I've learned that someone is cooking something, and they've learned about my potty training adventures. And it's been a way of getting to know people, but at the same time, we've been feeling really grateful and thankful for little things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what we've done too. Just really talking to your team. And it is very hard when you're not in the room with them anymore. I mean, that's weird for you to all be remote. You don't know what's going on with them. They may have situations or circumstances that they're dealing with, but how do you try your best to stay in tune with your team, even if you are remotely? And Zoom, we've used Zoom, WebEx, and now we're on Teams. All of those things are ways that you can stay connected to your team so that you can get the temperature on your particular team at this particular time.
I love that. And I think it's so important to stay connected to your team. Your team is who is supporting you and your company right now.
Absolutely.
So I know that you own an IT company, and being someone who's been frustrated with my IT solution, what is piece of advice that you have for us who may be struggling at home with our laptops?
So what I want to definitely tell you, there are some things that will help you to work more efficiently remotely. And I will let you know, this is not easy for anyone because some of you have children that are home. You have, some people have pets. You maybe didn't design your space to have an office. So there's a lot of different situations that are going on out there. So if you have a laptop, you definitely want to, and these are things that you may have already done. You want to look at your internet connection, your internet provider. You want to look at your bandwidth. Those are things that you may have already taken care of. But I want you to stay safe. More importantly, that's the most important thing for you right now, because you have COVID-19, so you have something on the external that's trying to penetrate your home or to impact your family. So what do you have internal that may be trying to impact your family? It's IT. I want my piece of advice for you: do not click on attachments from strangers.
Right.
That is the most important piece of advice I can give to you right now. Being at home, working remotely, you have your laptop. We're spending way more time online. So we're a lot more curious, but because someone sends you something, I get a lot of emails from strangers that are constantly trying to sell and market. But I want to advise you that how viruses get put on your machines, how you end up calling people like us, is because you clicked on something you were not supposed to click on. That's called, when you do that what they're doing, the thieves, they're phishing. They're looking to see, is she going to click? So I want you to stay safe. Do not click on emails from email attachments from strangers. If you don't know them, do not click on it. That is my piece of advice. I want you to stay safe. I don't want you to get a virus. I don't want you to have to go to the hospital, the IT hospital, during this season. We got other things we're dealing with.
Very true. I love that. Okay, so we're going to wrap up. We know we do not click on anything, and we delete emails from people we don't know.
Yes.
Any other advice for us, just to wrap up?
Definitely keep in mind your accessibility, your adaptability determines your accessibility. Appreciate everything. Expect nothing. Appreciate everything. Find a problem to solve. You are valuable. You are definitely, you have something in your hand that you can bring value to someone out there in the world. And so always know that even if you're unemployed right now, you should still be marketing and selling. This is not the time to not apply for jobs. I am hiring. I have a few jobs available right now. I looked at TWC website. There's over 400,000 jobs out there. So we are hiring. Just because the building is closed doesn't mean business is not happening. We are doing business and we're waiting on you. It starts here. Keep this strong and let's keep moving and let's become stronger together.
Thank you, Alicia. Woohoo! Stronger together!
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. We loved having you.
You're very welcome, Rebecca.
Thank you to everyone who's watching. This has been Local Leaders, an interview series with incredible local leaders. We'll be back next week with Javier Moreno. He's with Toyota Financial Services, and we'll be talking about how to succeed through adversity. Look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.